They watched you closely, their eyes sharp, their judgments sharper. Every step you took, every word you spoke, every decision you made, all scrutinized under the harsh light of their expectations. You gave your all, poured your energy into your work, your relationships, your dreams. You burned the candle at both ends, and when the flame dimmed, they blamed you for the darkness. They noticed the slip-ups, the stumbles, the moments where your humanity showed, but they turned a blind eye to the sweat on your brow, the calluses on your hands, the resolve in your heart. They saw the cracks, but never acknowledged the walls you built, brick by brick. It is a cruel truth that some people are more comfortable pointing out your flaws than recognizing your growth. They dissect your mistakes with precision, their words like scalpels, cutting deep, but they remain silent when it comes to your victories. You could climb a mountain, and they would only mention the time you tripped on a pebble. They are the ones who stand on the sidelines, too afraid to take risks themselves, so they feed off the mistakes of those who dare. They find power in minimizing your progress, because your efforts are a mirror reflecting their own lack of ambition. You gave more than what was asked, stretched beyond what was expected. But to them, your effort was a shadow, lost behind the spotlight of your errors. They did not see the late nights, the early mornings, the times you doubted yourself, but kept going anyway. They did not hear the inner dialogue, the battle between the part of you that wanted to give up and the part that whispered, "One more step." They chose the easy narrative, that you failed, that you were not enough, that your mistakes defined you. They drew conclusions from your missteps without ever walking a mile in your shoes. The world is quick to judge, but slow to understand. People love a success story, but they rarely want to know the chapters filled with struggle, with sacrifice, with quiet perseverance. They celebrate the winners, yet they are blind to the war it took to win. You showed up when it hurt, stood tall when you wanted to collapse, smiled when you felt broken. You became your own hero when no one was watching, but they only noticed when your armor cracked. They are the kind of audience that claps when you fall, that whispers behind your back, but never speaks up when it matters. Your errors are not a testament to your failure, but to your courage. They are the footprints of someone who chose to walk the hard path, who did not stay still out of fear of tripping. Mistakes mean you are moving, growing, striving. Each error is a lesson, each misstep a map leading you closer to where you need to be. Those who criticize you do so from the safety of their inaction. They measure your mistakes because they have no metrics for their own stagnation. They choose comfort over challenge, and when they see you fighting your battles, they comfort themselves by highlighting your losses. The truth is, you were never seeking their validation. You did not push yourself for applause or recognition. You did it for the quiet moments, the satisfaction of knowing you gave it your all, the pride of looking in the mirror and seeing someone who did not quit. You do not owe them an explanation or a justification. Your journey is not a performance for their entertainment. While they counted your errors, you were counting your lessons. While they ignored your efforts, you were building the kind of resilience that cannot be taught, only earned. You are the sum of your efforts, not your errors. The energy you put into your work, the love you gave without expectation, the dreams you chased with relentless passion. These are the things that define you. Those who focus only on your mistakes are telling you more about themselves than about you. They are showing you that they do not have the vision to see beyond the surface, that they lack the depth to understand the beauty in the struggle. You do not need their acknowledgement to validate your worth. The fact that you continue despite their criticism is proof enough. There's a villainous beauty in turning their criticism into fuel. You are not obligated to prove them wrong, but you can. Every time they doubted you, they handed you a match, and now you are the flame that consumes their expectations. You take their negativity, their dismissive words, and you forge them into a weapon, not to strike back, but to carve your own path. You become the embodiment of resilience, showing them that those who rise from the ashes do so not because they are unscathed, but because they are unafraid of burning. You have nothing to prove, yet you prove it anyway. You rise, not to silence their voices, but to amplify your own. You show them that errors are not the end, but a necessary chapter in the story of success. You build, create, and conquer, not for their recognition, but because you owe it to yourself. You become the living proof that effort is never wasted, that every push forward is a step toward greatness. The world may never acknowledge your journey, but when you stand at the top of your mountain, the view will be yours alone, and that is enough. And so, you move forward, leaving behind those who could only see your errors. You continue to give your all, to push through the doubts, to transform every mistake into a stepping stone. You become untouchable, not because you avoid failure, but because you embrace it. They may have ignored your efforts, but you never did. You recognized your own strength, nurtured your own potential, and now, as you rise, their silence becomes irrelevant. You are the force they could not diminish, the spirit they could not break, the masterpiece they failed to see. They noticed your errors, but they did not see the grit it took to keep going when the world seemed set against you. They missed the sleepless nights, the silent battles, the quiet moments where you had to rebuild yourself piece by piece. They saw the cracks in your resolve, but failed to understand the story behind each fracture. You were not simply failing. You were learning, adapting, evolving. Your mistakes were not signs of weakness, but of strength. They were the footprints of someone who had the courage to walk through the storm rather than wait for clear skies. While they sat in their comfort, you braved the unknown. And that is why their judgments will never define you. You wear your errors like battle scars. Each one is a testament to the wars you fought, to the demons you faced, to the mountains you climbed. They see the scars and think they mark defeat, but you know better. These are the marks of a warrior, of someone who dared to dream and fought to make those dreams real. You do not hide them. You show them with pride. You know that the greatest success stories are not those free of mistakes, but those built upon them. You understand that perfection is a myth, and that real power lies in the ability to rise, dust yourself off, and try again. Their silence in the face of your efforts was a gift. It taught you not to rely on external validation. It showed you how to clap for yourself, how to celebrate your small wins, even when no one else was watching. You became your own source of motivation, your own cheerleader. You learned to find joy in the process, not just in the outcome. While they waited for you to fail, you built resilience. You discovered that the most powerful applause comes not from the crowd, but from within. The quiet, steady beat of your own heart, reminding you that you are enough. You have become the kind of person who thrives on underestimation. When they counted you out, you counted your blessings. When they dismissed your progress, you focused on your next move. You have learned to turn every doubt into determination, every critique into clarity. You know that the only opinion that truly matters is your own. You have nothing to prove, yet you continue to prove it. You understand that success is not just about achievement, but about perseverance. The kind of perseverance that flourishes even when no one is watching. You are the embodiment of quiet strength. You have built yourself up brick by brick, with hands calloused by perseverance and a heart hardened by experience. While they were busy keeping score of your missteps, you were focused on building, on creating, on moving forward. You learned to find strength in solitude, to draw power from the whispers of your own resolve. You became your own sanctuary, a fortress built not of stone, but of self-belief. You no longer need validation from those who only see the surface, who lack the depth to understand the foundation you have laid beneath your victories. Every step you take forward is a rebellion against their narrow vision. You are not just proving them wrong, you are proving yourself right. You understand that the only true failure is standing still. While they replay your errors in their minds, you are writing new chapters, painting new canvases, building a legacy from the very stones they threw at you. You have mastered the art of turning criticism into craftsmanship, of transforming judgment into fuel. You walk with your head held high, not because you are perfect, but because you have embraced your imperfections as the source of your power. You have outgrown their limited perspective, surpassed their expectations, and redefined what success looks like. You have become the kind of person who thrives in the shadows, who blooms where others wither, who finds light even in the darkest places. You are a testament to the power of effort, a living reminder that those who only see the errors will never understand the masterpiece you're creating. You're unstoppable, unshakable, and undeniably worthy, not because they finally noticed, but because you always knew.